How's everyone doing? Today I'll be doing a movie tag. It's the My Life in Movies tag. And thank you to Blu-ray Anarchy who tagged me. If you haven't checked out his channel, definitely go do so. He doesn't have a ton of subscribers right now. I think he only has like 38 maybe. So definitely go show him some love. He's active in the community and really nice as well. And he's a movie fan. That's what we're all here for, to talk about movies. So check out Blu-ray Anarchy. Now let's get on to the questions. I didn't really rehearse this, so this is just off the cuff. I know some of these I might not have great answers for a lot of these, so forgive me and in advance right there. That's a disclaimer. Alright, so the questions are, I guess this is just basically through your life and, you know, movies and stuff like that. The first one's called First Steps. The first film you remember seeing as a kid. That's so tough, but I can tell you the first two that I remember watching as a kid. Bambi, and I think I cried, and my parents had to like take me out of the movie theater. And then Mac and Me. Mac and Me was like the second movie I remember watching. I think I was in Germany for both of those, because when I was a little kid, I lived in Germany for 4.5 years in Frankfurt. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? I didn't retain the language when I moved back over to the States, unfortunately. I know a couple little terms, but I definitely have good memories of Germany, going on a class trip cruise on the Rhine River, and just a lot of good stuff like that. So I would definitely like to revisit Germany again, especially now that I can legally drink Oktoberfest. Alright, but let's get on to the next questions here. Teenage crush. Which actor or actress did you have a crush on? Tiffany Amber Thiessen was like my first big crush. Saved by the Bell. I used to have a giant Kelly Kapowski poster on my wall. Oh, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Muy picante. Big fan. And I remember hearing years later, she was dating Brian Austin Green. I don't know if they were engaged or not, but when they broke up, because she went to 90210 for a little bit, but when they broke up, Brian Austin Green went on some radio show and basically aired their dirty laundry, and apparently said on the first date that she was really kinky. And I was like, I like her even more now. But yeah, then Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy was a big one. Shannon Sossman was like my #1 celebrity crush for like forever. I would say like now two of my top favorite celebrity crushes would be Alicia Vikander and then Jessica Alba. Oof. And I still like Penelope Cruz and Selma Hayek. There's so many beautiful women out there. Bad Choices, Good Outcome is the name of the next question. A movie you watched and ended up enjoying it even though you wanted to hate it. I don't really go into movies wanting to hate it. I think that's a terrible attitude. There's movies I've gone into thinking I really wouldn't enjoy it that much, but I like to keep an open mind. One that comes to mind is Adam Green's Frozen. Not the Disney movie, but Adam Green's Frozen. I remember seeing like the trailers for it. I was like, they're just stuck on a ski lift? This is going to be boring. But then I watched it, and I freaking love it, and I still love it. I don't consider it a horror movie, but it is a fantastic survival thriller, and I still cringe thinking about when they jump off the ski lift and yeesh. Fright Night 2 is another one because I love the first Fright Night one, and I remember seeing clips for Fright Night 2, and I just thought there's a guy on a vampire on roller skates, and there's a couple other scenes seem really cheesy and campy, and it is really cheesy and campy, but it's a lot of fun. I like Fright Night 2 just as much as the original Fright Night. My only gripe with Fright Night 2 was the ending. It was kind of a little bit, I wanted a little bit more from that climax. Deepwater Horizon recently, I was thinking like, how are they going to make this into a really interesting and moving film experience? You know, Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg have done some great things together with like based on true stories, Patriots Day, Deepwater Horizon, and Lone Survivor. And I was really surprised with Deepwater Horizon. Just the emotional factor, the human element, which, you know, I remember seeing it all in the news for ages, but I don't remember really hearing about the people there. So I thought that was a really great take and blew me away. The Accountant with Ben Affleck is another one. You know, I like Ben Affleck a lot, but the trailers, the clips for it didn't really seem that interesting to me. He was kind of really quiet, and I was just like, how's this going to work? And then it just seemed like it didn't mix with the action sequences, but then I watched it, and I was blown away. I really enjoyed that one. I was not expecting to at all, but I would never go into a movie expecting to hate it, or wanting to hate it is what the question says. But I've gone to movies with low expectations. First date. When you went on a first date, what movie did you see? Man, I don't remember my first date movie. I have no idea. I was, you know, a teenager. I don't recall. But I can tell you my longest relationship was 4.5 years in college. And we pretty much went to see every movie that came out. I remember especially like years like 2000 or 2002, around there. Like we saw literally every movie that came out in the theaters. So we definitely did a lot of movie watching. I can name a few of them off the top of my head, but there's only a couple that were really necessarily memorable. Vanilla Sky was probably like the memorable one because we were going through like some hard times relationship-wise, and that movie just kind of made us bond together and kind of opened our eyes, and I loved it. Well, that's just kind of ironic that I use that "open their eyes" because Vanilla Sky's a remake of "Open Your Eyes." So, but yeah, so Vanilla Sky's way better in my opinion. They expanded on everything, the cinematography, the soundtrack, just everything is amazing for that film. Next up is Home Comforts. What movie reminds you of time with your family? The Shining? I don't know. I didn't really have a great family dynamic, so we didn't really spend a lot of family time together or do stuff, that was happy family stuff, so I don't really have anything that reminds me of that. Sorry, depressing. Yeah, I mean, my father was in the military. He wasn't around a lot. My mother has mental health problems, so, and then the majority of the time I didn't, live with, there was no other family members around because, military housing and stuff like that. So we were usually away from other family. There was a time, though, where I did spend in Virginia with my Italian side of the family, but I don't really remember us watching a lot of movies. So, first, Heartbreak. What movie really upset you or hit you more than you thought? Again, Vanilla Sky was very moving emotionally for me. And, I was dating this girl that I'd been with for 4.5 years. There's a whole story behind that, which I'm not going to delve into in this video. Yeah, we were just going through a rocky time in our relationship, and it just kind of meant a lot to us. So that was a movie that still to this day is very moving emotionally. Blow is another one. Blow and I Am Sam were like two of the movies that really got to me emotionally. I'm going to tell you this. They're two of the only movies I ever cried to. Yes. Blow, at the end of the movie, that just breaks my heart. The daughter never came to see him. Bruce Young is actually out of prison now. Still alive. I believe he's still alive anyways, but I know he got out of prison finally. And I Am Sam was just, again, tremendous performances in there. Recently, Collateral Beauty, which I heard negative reviews for, I ended up watching, and I ended up loving that movie, and very emotional, impactful movie. So I would definitely recommend Collateral Beauty. Leaving Home. What movie was the first you watched without your family? Again, I didn't really watch a ton of movies with my family. I watched a lot of movies, especially around college time and high school time. Certain ones that stick out in my mind, again, Vanilla Sky, Jeepers Creepers, Below, Signs. I remember watching Signs in the movie theater, and the whole theater jumped in the one scene where it's like the family, I think, down in Mexico having the birthday party, and you see the alien. And then I remember watching that actually in my fraternity house too. We got it on DVD, and like, we're tough fraternity guys, and drinking, partying, and we're watching in this room that's dark. I think there's like 5 or 6 of us, and we're all jumping to at certain scenes. I just look back on that, how funny that was. But yeah, those are just a couple ones. Good times. What movie do you watch most and why? I watch a lot of horror movies. John Carpenter's The Thing, I've probably watched over 100 times. 30 Days of Night, Jeepers Creepers. Blood Diner is a fun, cheesy one that I grew up watching. Monster Squad, Predator, Aliens. Bronx Tale is another one I've watched a lot. The original Star Wars trilogy. Next up, learn a new language. What is your favorite non-English language film? That is such a loaded question. There's so many great foreign films, and it's a shame that a lot of people don't give international and foreign films a try because they don't want to read. I mean, if you can read, you can watch foreign films. It's that simple, and the more you do it, the easier it is to retain. Grave of the Fireflies is my favorite animated movie, and, so that's up there. Three Colors trilogy, Cinema Paradiso. The original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the Fincher remake, did not compare at all to the original. The original Let the Right One In. Let Me In was actually a decent remake, but unnecessary. Old Boy, City of God. Hidden Fortress, you got to put some Kurosawa on there. I'm trying to think of some more. Devil's Backbone, Del Toro. Spear of the Beehive, I remember loving that one. I need to watch that one again. Great Beauty, Blue is the Warmest Color. La Haine is one of my favorite modern black and white films. So excellent. Vincent Cassel's been in a ton of stuff since then. Port of Shadows, Persona, gotta have some Bergman on there. Trying to think of, again, a lot of horror movies, so a lot of French Extreme, Inside, Frontiers, Them, Mutants, which is super underrated, Horde. High Tension, I gotta put that on there. Cold Prey 2, Wreck 2. Wreck 2 I like better than the first Wreck. Bedeviled. Recently, The Wailing, which is such an amazing film. Train to Busan was really good too. Children of the Mountain, which is one of my favorite movies of 2016, which is a film from Uganda, I believe. Love the heck out of that one. Oh my gosh, The War Witch is a really good one too that I never heard anybody talk about. I think I'm the only one that did a movie review for The War Witch. So definitely check that movie out. Check my review out for it too. Let's see, Deep Red 2. We got to put some Italian horror on there. Yeah, just... Did I say... Yeah, I don't even know what ones I said yet, but just coming off the top of my head. Next up is Can't Leave the Sofa. What series on TV got you hooked? I'm a big fan of... I'll tell you my favorite TV show of all time is The Wonder Years. Love that one. Fred Savage is Kevin Arnold. Fantastic. Winnie Cooper, Becky Slater. I grew up... That was... that's what I watched all the time as a kid. Cheers is another one of my favorite TV shows. The original Twilight Zone, X-Files, MASH. How I Met Your Mother is one of my favorite recent ones. The League. Big Bang Theory is one that I still watch on TV, but I don't know when it comes on because they keep changing the time slots. And then The Walking Dead. Besides that, there's really not too much new TV shows that I see. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. Sick Day. Where is that now? Where am I at here? Hold on, I accidentally pressed the scroll down button. What movie do you watch if you don't feel well to cheer you up? Again, horror movies. Blood Diner, Monster Squad, The Thing, 30 Days of Night, Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, those are pretty much it. I know a lot of people watch like romance movies or comedy movies. I love comedy. I go to stand-up comedy shows all the time, but there's not a ton of comedy movies that I love. I'm very picky when it comes to that. Especially these days, the comedy movies they have out today are pretty much terrible for me. I'm not a big Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill fan. A lot of these people that they throw out there, so... there's some stuff I like by them, but not much. Looking to the future, what movies are you looking forward to seeing? Deadpool 2, Alien Covenant, mixed things. I love some of the aspects of the trailer, some of them I don't. But again, I think a lot of people didn't like Prometheus because it didn't have the xenomorphs jumping around. I love Prometheus, but this one looks like it has the xenomorphs going on. Jeepers Creepers 3, which it looks like it's finally happening, but it looks like they dropped the term cathedral on there. It used to be Jeepers Creepers 3 Cathedral, but now it's just Jeepers Creepers 3. The Mummy with Tom Cruise. I know a lot of people don't like Tom Cruise, but I'm a big fan. I think he's a fantastic actor, so it's good to see him doing something horror-wise. I've always wanted to see him do that. Death House, which looks like it's it's supposed to be billed as Expendables meets horror. My only issue is they don't have Robert Englund in the cast, which is crazy. They have all these horror legends, but no Robert Englund. Offensive is one which I haven't seen. I think it might have gotten released in the UK already, but not here. I think it's like an elderly couple dealing with like thugs trying to break into their house, and they get, I don't know, kind of a bloody, gory kind of thing going on there. Haven't heard too much about it. Next up is If Only. What old movie do you want to see remade? So many movies are being remade, especially horror. It's just done to death. The original ideas seem to be just dripping down. Nothing left, really, it seems like. One that I've always wanted to see remade is one that I was never a big fan of that everybody seems to love, and that's George Romero's Martin. I was never a huge fan of that movie, especially the ending. The ending effects just cheesy to me. But I just feel like that movie could do so well remade today. Next up is End of the Road. What 3 films do you think you will always enjoy watching? That is kind of a stupid question. I'm sorry. There's tons of movies I know I will always end up enjoying. My favorite movies. John Carpenter's The Thing, Last of the Mohicans, A Bronx Tale, Return of the Living Dead, City of God, It's a Wonderful Life, 30 Days of Night, Monster Squad, Aliens. I mean, there's so many movies that I know I'm going to always love. So, yeah, it's kind of a... I don't really like that question. Some of these ones could be a little bit better, but that's my life in movies tag. There you go. And I'm going to tag some people. Talk movies with us. The Geek Keenan. Basically, I'm going to tag everybody who wants to do it. But these are some people that I would like to specifically see. So if you watch this video and you want to do it, please do. But yeah, Talk Movies with Us, The Geek Keenan, Corey Reviews, Cinecreep, Reject Film, Sci-Fi Horror Fan, Flicks and Movies, Blu-ray Lantern, Bootzilla 111, the girl with the monster movie tattoos. Great to see you doing videos again. All the Cinema Scumbags. Cool Duder, Wet Movie 1, Flick Pick, WrestleManiac 1130, Spider Geek. I know he's taking a hiatus, but still it'd be cool to see him answer some of these questions as well. Some of the questions aren't the greatest in my opinion. Like, I'm not going to remember the first date movie or the first movie I saw when I was a little kid, although I did remember Bambi and Mac and Me. What movies, you know, with 3 films you think you'll always enjoy watching? There's tons, you know, Back to the Future, Beetlejuice, Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones. Those ones I would put on the rewatchable list too. But yeah, there's, I don't know, some of them could be a little bit better. That's just me nitpicking, being, you know, just me. But there you go, there's my Life in Movies tag. And if anybody wants to do this tag, please do it. And, you know, it's kind of fun to do these tags and get the whole community involved. I like that kind of stuff. I want to do more collaborations on here too, and more tags like this. So, pretty cool. And thank you for tagging me again, Blu-ray Anarchy. And I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.